Hello everyone and welcome back to Prime Time. I'm your host Gavin Rogue Moore. Today we're going to be going over this movie commercials that premiered during the Super Bowl. A lot of them include looks at Scream 7, the movie Michael, Disclosure Day, Project Hail Mary, and even more. So let's get talking. Now, I am going to be fully honest. This year was incredibly disappointing when it came to movie commercials. The last few years, we've had big trailers for movies like Deadpool, Wolverine, Avengers Endgame.
Not us.
Big blockbuster movies being shown off. This year was sad when it came to those. In all honesty, when it comes to the studio, I don't fully hate their decisions when it came to their ads. Because honestly, it was like $30 million just for 30 seconds. It's a lot of money to put towards a single 30-second commercial. So, first up here that I want to get out of the way, Toy Story 5. It was revealed that we were supposed to get a Toy Story 5 teaser. I was personally very excited. I wanted to see what all the plot was and how the whole like tech versus toy storyline was going to go. You want to know what we got instead? We got this.
That was it. That's all.
5 seconds. 5 seconds of Woody, and it was for a not Vans, what was it? It was a Levi commercial. It was for a jeans commercial. What are we doing here? Genuinely. Some other trailers they showed off at the Super Bowl were from new looks at Scream 7. Nothing truly new being shown off. The movie is set to come out very soon, so they decided to save all the marketing budget for a 30-second commercial. That's not gonna bite them in the butt, probably. Another trailer they showed off was Michael. Now, this commercial was aired earlier this week and released online. No new footage was shown off, but it is really nice that we're actually getting a biopic relating to the king of pop himself, Michael Jackson. It is really cool. I am excited for this project, and I'm going to be seeing it day one, hopefully. Next up, we have Disclosure Day. It is said to be a new Steven Spielberg movie featuring a star-studded cast with people like Coleman Domingo, Emily Blunt, Colin Firth, Evie Hewson, and so much more. Josh O'Connor is set to be the lead in the movie as a man who's trying to expose that aliens are living among the people, and he has a bunch of evidence and he needs to do everything in his power to try to release that evidence and show that there are imposters among them. Project Hail Mary was another trailer that was released online but had a 1-minute commercial. It's a movie starring Ryan Gosling as a science teacher named Ryland Grace who wakes up on a spaceship with no recollection of who he is or how he got there, but during the movie his memory slowly returns to him as he discovers that he must solve a riddle behind a mysterious substance that's causing the sun to die out. As details of the mission unravels in his brains, he calls on the scientific training and sheer integrity, but he may not have to do it all by himself. Also shown off was another look at the Pixar movie Hoppers that's coming out March of this year. Basically, Hoppers is an animated movie that's very similar to the movie Avatar, but instead of being blue people, it's animals. So think Zootopia plus Avatar. Basically, the main character Mabel will become a beaver and invade the animal kingdom world, and soon she's going to help them rise up against the people in this very fun looking movie. I'm actually really excited for this, and it is set to be one of the better performing Pixar movies we're going to have in a long time. So that's something very nice to see. A trailer that was actually not shown off at the Super Bowl, but matter of fact the Puppy Bowl, was the Supergirl trailer. Nothing real too crazy. It was more focused on Crypto and how Crypto met up with Kara Zor-El, Supergirl, played by the amazing Millie Alcock, who you may know from Game of Thrones. I think it's Game of Thrones. It's Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon. I don't really know. The movie's set to come out June 26th of this year and will also feature the return of Jason Momoa, but not as Aquaman, but as Lobo. One of the final few things that were revealed at the Super Bowl, we got a new teaser for Minions 3 called Minions and Monsters. This movie will not be connected to the previous few Minions movie, but follow new Minions as it takes place in the 1920s/30s in early Hollywood, as it features the new main characters going off to get a kaiju for their kaiju-based film, and when they summon the kaijus and get them, crazy hijinks will ensue. Now, personally, I'm not a big fan of the Minions movies, but I did enjoy the first and second movie a lot. And I did actually like the first Despicable Me movie. It's very funny, very memeable, as well as the second one, of course, from the past two Minions movies. But I don't know, I think this movie's cute. Of course, like the other few Minions movies, this movie's probably going to make like $1 billion super easy, so this movie's going to be a lot of fun. We also got another look at the Super Mario Bros. Galaxy movie. The 30-second clip showed off Baby Luigi and Baby Mario as Yoshi and Toad find the giant T-Rex from Mario Odyssey video game, and they do a funny thing where the music synced up to the original Mario theme when it hits the dinosaur tooth. I think that's pretty cool. This movie's said to come out April 1st. No, it's not a joke, it's coming out April 1st. And go and support this movie. It's Mario Galaxy and Mario Odyssey. This is gonna be a lot of fun. Now, the final movie I'm gonna talk about before I get to a real surprise is Mandalorian Grogu. Mandalorian Grogu set to come out, I believe, June of this year, and honestly, this movie has not gotten a lot of promotion lately, which is a real big concern considering that this is The Mandalorian, which a lot of people associate with Disney Plus. So if they promote this movie and go see it in theaters, it'll resurrect the Star Wars franchise, but they have barely been promoting it, which is very concerning, which makes me think Disney's kind of gonna let this movie out to die. Now the commercial, I'm going to be honest, 90% of it, I thought it was a Ford commercial. Like, this is not how you promote your movie, Disney. Come on, guys. Like, why? I guess they're gonna save all this budget for different movies or like close. I'm guessing they're gonna save the promotion budget closer to when the movie releases, but this was really not a good display and not a really good way on how to promote your movie. I thought it was a Ford commercial, guys. I thought the deep voice was gonna say like, "Now drive the new Ford F-250." Like, guys, come on. And finally, the last big movie announcement they made. Unfortunately, it was not Spider-Man Brand New Day. It was not Avengers Doomsday. Thank you, Robert Downey Jr., for making me stay up super late for nothing. The last big surprise we got was the announcement of a movie called The Adventures of Cliff Booth. Now, if you don't know who Cliff Booth is, he's actually a character played by Brad Pitt in the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is an incredibly big movie, and this movie is set to be a spin-off of that movie. We do not know much about the movie other than Brad Pitt will return to play his character, Cliff Booth, from the original Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and that it's set to take place at least 8 years after the events of the original Once Upon a Time in Hollywood movie, and he's gonna be a Hollywood studio fixer. This movie will be taking place in 1977, which is really cool, and I do like how the trailer was edited. I love how like there's squigglies out to like censor, kind of like how people would like squiggle on like film reels. Also, this movie is set to be a Netflix exclusive with a $200 million budget. Kind of sucks, because Once Upon a Hollywood was a really cool movie and it did decently out in theaters. If they released this out in theaters, I think it would do well, but you know, Netflix being Netflix, they want to gatekeep. They don't want to release movies out in theaters because they think that's going to eventually harm it in the long run. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys did enjoy. I gotta say, this was very underwhelming, but we are possibly going to get the trailers for Spider-Man Brand New Day in about a month, which I'll cover on here. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe so you can make sure you stay up to date with Gator gossip, and check out my own personal channel while you're at it. All right, goodbye.